What is going on, you guys? It's Electric Enzo here. Today we're going to be talking about what happened at Iron Grip Ninja and Obstacle Training up in Howell, Michigan. Awesome gym. You guys should go check it out if you're ever up in Michigan. But basically, as you know from my last video, if you watched it right up there, I had a competition this week and it went amazing. My first day, I got first place. As I shared with you in my last video, it was a great competition. The first place was so exciting because I just come off of a second and I was really looking for that first place and I got it. And in my last video, I told you guys that my next video would be about the second day. And we will get to that. But first, we're going to be analyzing my first run, talking about everything that happened in it and giving you a more in-depth explanation of all of it. And then after that, we're going to be talking about what happened on the second day, what place I got, all that jazz, and much more. So yeah, let's get right into it. All right, you guys, so it starts out with me doing the steps, nothing too bad, just some nice old steps. Then you had to go across the bars and the slack line. Those weren't too bad either. You could use your hands on the rock wall to make it a little bit easier. So yeah, after that you had to go to the exercise balls. You can hear my parents getting worried in the background. You had to balance yourself on top of the balls, and they were in tires, and you had to go across. And then I decided to stand up, and I ran across it, and luckily I crossed the pad and I moved on. Then on the holds, I was super smooth, reached up to the doorknobs, did a little spin around, and skipped 4 and did some lock-offs. Been working on my lock-offs a lot, so I'm able to use them comfortably in courses. And then I went down to the barrel roll, rolled it along, and stepped on the pipe caps until I could get to the dismount. So then you had to push the log forward. I was one of the more efficient people on this one. I had a technique where you ride your swing when it goes back, and then right when it goes forward, you pull, and reach for the rim. So it was a nice, smooth obstacle, and then you had to reach to the T-ledges, 2 cliffhangers on each side, until you dismount. And then I dismounted. So then you run on over to the next obstacle, which is the jump up to the pipe and hold it. So I dismounted quickly, and then you had to run across this pipe. Then was the obstacle that gave a few people trouble. You had to go on this bar on a bungee and catch the stronghold switch grip, which I have covered in multiple videos in the past. I caught it nice because I practiced on those a lot. But the problem with this was they were on such long chains that it was so hard to generate your swing. So it took me 3 swings to even get off there. So yeah, there we go. Moving on to the doorknobs. This was the hardest obstacle on the whole course. You had to walk across Monstro doorknobs, or 3-ball, one of those brands, and you can see me that I almost fell there. That was so scary, such a hard obstacle. So happy I cleared it. Only 2 or 3 people made it to this last obstacle where you had to hook canes into rings and move through them. And then at the end, I dismounted and hit it out of the way. And that was the difference that caused me to win, because without that move, I would not have won, because I beat second place by 0.5 seconds. So if I had just taken that extra swing, I wouldn't have. So that's when speed is good for you. Back at Obstacle Ninja Academy, for example, speed was not good for me. But yeah, that was a good move by me, and I'm happy about that. Now let's talk about the second run. Just for some context, if you're not sure, this was a double qualifier over at Iron Grip. There was one competition on Saturday and one competition on Sunday. I just showed you my comp from Saturday, and now we are going to Sunday. Right, so the first obstacle was called Chutes and Ladders. You had to walk across this ladder. It wasn't bad. Then you had to go across these steps with the Bosu. Again, very rudimentary and simple. Then you had to use your feet in these rings. I missed my first grab, so I decided to reach again, and I got it. And then I put my feet in the next ring. I skipped the first one. Yeah, that was the next. And then you had to go to the cannonball. And then I decided to just grab the strap and dismount rather than using the last cannonball or my feet in the ring. And that definitely saved me a lot of time. Now here's my most efficient obstacle. You had to use these canes to jump up to this harder net. I decided to lock off, reach over, take 1 backswing, and dismount right away. This was super efficient, and it definitely saved some time. Then the next obstacle, you had to grab this ring. I got a ton of swing, almost flew off the edge of the box. But yeah, and then you just had to go to the dismount. And then the next obstacle was pretty difficult. You had to move this balance pipe throughout this mat. So you had to bring it across. And I took my time on this one because I was worried that I was going to fall. I did not want to take any risks and fall here and not get a podium. So I decided to go. And then you could use your hands on these poles. So I decided to take advantage of that and reach to them because I didn't want to risk it and fall. So then I reached out as far as I could to this cannonball and pulled back and dismount. So that was the first 7 obstacles. Now the 8th obstacle is where everything went south for me. Before we begin this, I want to give a disclaimer. This obstacle is hard. Only, I think, one person cleared it in teens, young adult, masters, adult, and elite. Only one person cleared it, and they were in young adult, and they had jumped over the whole obstacle. So no one cleared both of these in the expected way, so this was so hard. But basically, you had to hop on this roller and ride it around to the platform. Let's play the clip. So yeah, I get as close to the green line as possible, and I push off. It's going well, right? So I get there, and I'm at the landing platform. And the rule with NNL is, or with this gym at least, for the NNL competition, is you had to clear the invisible plane. As you can hear on the course, it says clear. So I moved on, and they counted that as a clear for me because they thought I cleared the plane. But unfortunately, after my run, they informed me that they rewatched it and I did not clear the plane. I'm not sure whether this was the call or not, the right call or not. It was questionable whether or not it was in fact true that I had not crossed the plane. But I can see where the suspicion came from because some of my body, like my butt and a little bit of my heels, were not fully over the tire. So the call was completely okay, and I'm okay with it. And obviously, I would like to get first because if I had completed that obstacle, that was first place. So I was in first on the leaderboard, and then I checked it 20 minutes later, and it put me down to third. Unfortunately, I only got 18 points for the weekend instead of 20, but that's not too shabby either. I'm sad that I had to go out on a technicality like this, but anyway, no hard feelings towards Iron Grip. It was a right call to make, and thank you so much for having me at this competition. I really enjoyed it, honestly, and I think we should get to the rest of my run. So yeah, I got to the next, this is a separate obstacle, and this is where I had actually fell. Quick little editor's note, I just wanted to note that when I said this is where I actually fell, I meant this is where I originally thought that I fell until I got the news that it wasn't a clear on the other obstacle. I actually fell on the obstacle previously to this one. Now let's continue. I was still in first place, so yeah, that's what happened. And then the last obstacle was the Matrix. You had to go under this pad and land on the trampoline. Really awkward, Lachey, but I caught it and hit the buzzer. So yeah, that was my experience at Iron Grip. First day, had a first place, super excited. Second day, had a first place. Then that got switched to a third place, unfortunately, but still a super fun gym. Still a super fun time, as always, at Ninja Comps. One of my favorite comps of the year. Honestly, maybe my favorite NNL of the year so far. It was a great gym, and I love the double qualifier idea. Super creative out of Iron Grip Ninja. Once again, you're ever in Howell, Michigan, please go check them out. It is an amazing gym, honestly. I loved it. And with that, we're going to end the video right there. If you did enjoy watching, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below everything you want to do. Help this channel grow by sharing it with your friends, family, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next one.